guys, welcome to Quits Gaming. My name is Silvermord and we are back to playing The Lost Girl's Diary. You may notice that I am dubbing over this video because my microphone did not pick up any of the audio. So, let's do Red Eyes. Ooh. It was a trio in camp. They never split up. The leader's name was Max, but everyone called him the Beast. I apologize that my face is over the words. There was a reason for that. If you accidentally bump into him in the shoulder in the walk, he will tear you apart like a pit bull. Look at him the wrong way and you're as good as dead. Even his friends used to get it. They were strong enough to settle him down. They were tough guys too. Used to keep the entire camp at bay. But no one would report them or the Beast would take care of it. So they were bullies. No one could say a word against them. The trio was having fun. In short, these guys were on the road to success, but they failed. Because of who? Because of a girl, of course. There was a lass in the camp whose name was, Lena. At the time, Max had seen this Lena girl doing exercises. You know, she was a gymnast, not some bookworm, so the Beast was lost. Couldn't get her out of his head. Even food wasn't an option. So he asked her on a date that evening. Lena was like, I would love to, but there's a problem. What problem? Your friends never leave me alone. Get them to leave me alone. The Beast accepted and left. He didn't even notice her eyes blazing with fiery red. The Beast was rolling in bed that night, sleepless, and the next morning he had a talk with his friends. Are you okay? They said. We've never met this Lena girl before. Max chilled out and went back that evening. You got it wrong, he said. My friends have nothing to do with you. Don't you trust me? They came this morning, threatened to beat me down if I met with you again. You have to choose who you want to be with. The Beast left with pain in his heart, unnoticing the red fire burning in her eyes. The next morning he said to his friends, Dang it, Beast, they said, we were with you the entire day. Did you see us threaten someone? Who do you trust more, us or a stranger? But the Beast was blinded by love. So he decided he would kill everyone who touched her. That evening, he came back to the place and saw Lena. Look, Max, look what your friends did to me. She untied her skirt. There were red bruises on Lena's pale skin. Frenzy filled his mind. I'll take care of them. Wait, you've broken your promise before. This time I need proof. Bring me their hearts. She put a blade into his hand. He was about to throw it away, but she leaned on him and kissed him. You have until midnight. Now go. Apparently he's shirtless. He was off. He never noticed Lena's eyes following him, shining brighter than the Kremlin star in the evening. He waited until everyone was asleep. Then he went into the cabin. He stabbed his friend in the chest. He came to the second one and did him as well. Both friends died. Max cut out their hearts from their chests, wrapped them with a shirt, and brought them back to Lena. Did you bring it? Lena impatiently asked Max as she saw him closing in. He handed her the hearts, and she took them. She turned away for a second, and when she turned back, the hearts were gone. Only a single drop of blood on Lena's lips remained. He was going to hug Lena, but she pushed him back. What's wrong? The Beast exclaimed. I did everything you asked. Do you really think, the girl arrogantly said, that I'm going out with a murderer of his own friends? But you've been beaten? I faked it. Shows how good of a friend you are. Now beat it. Those words turned the Beast back to himself. and reality. He looked down at Lena and stabbed her, again and again, but the blade didn't work against her. Only then did the beast see the shining crimson eyes of his girlfriend. It scared the crap out of him. He backed away. But Lena took his hand and said, "Do you think you were going? Come to me, hug me harder." While disappearing into the ground, Max tried to set himself free, but he couldn't. She was already halfway underground. She was about to take him along with her. He searched for his strength, took the blade, and cut his hand off to free himself from Lena, who slid underground with his hand. He stopped the bleeding with a handkerchief. Oh, he was gone from his cell the next day, only a letter written in blood when he left. Yes, good, good, good. Oh, Steelbook can't tell stories. Oh. You're not supposed to be a storyteller. You must be really strong instead. He's like, yeah. Yeah. I'll tell one. The one? Yeah. The King of Rats. So a king of rats is actually a real thing. It's actually rats that have been tangled up together. And the camp turned out the way the camp leader's assistant, so I did her work a lot. I'm used to being busy. Besides, being bossy was fun. So this one really happened. It was troublesome, of course, but I earned a lot of respect from the others that way. Among the staff, only Vera dared to ever say anything against me. It wasn't a fair fight anyway. Definitely tried it out. Should I remind you? I wasn't prepared enough back then. Hadn't exercised the muscles and stuff. Okay, you're stronger. Back then, some chatterbox told me Vera was afraid of the dark. Not afraid. Should you tell us yourself? Gladly. Sasha came to me one night and said, "The troop isn't big enough for both of us. Let's make a bet. The loser gets transferred." If only I'd known what her plan was, I would have accepted anyway. In short, we had to go to the catacombs at midnight. The one who left first was a loser. Well, a deal's a deal, as they say, so we set off at night, and the weather, almost as if on purpose, was cold, cloudy, windy, and it was about to start raining. Our flashlights barely worked. Felt like someone was watching us. We made it to the abandoned military base. We went down to the basement. Sasha was going ahead of me. We entered the room when Sasha turned off the flashlight and said, "Vera, dear, let's save the battery for our way back." It creeped me out. I said, "Let's get over the bet and have a pull-up contest." I saw her smiling like she does. Wrong, Vera. Or what's wrong, Vera? Afraid of the dark? I freaked out and turned off the light and regretted it instantly. I felt someone watching me, and the way they did was not nice at all. It was all sweaty. As I turned the light on, swinging the flashlight around, it was like, so soon. Less than a minute. I yelled at her and stormed to the outside, but just then it started to rain. I wasn't going back to camp, so I made my choice to stay and wait it over. It was the right thing to do because my turn. When I was about to leave, I realized I couldn't stand. It was like my legs went numb, so I put the flashlight on a nearby box and started rubbing my legs to bring them back to life. I thought about calling for Vera, since she couldn't get that far away, but Echoes carried strongly in the corridors, but I had just won the bet, and calling for help would be equal forfeiting. So I kept on rubbing my legs. After a while, I felt my hands losing feeling. Wriggling down my legs, paralyzed. The only thing I was able to do was turn my head. What's wrong with me? Am I being paralyzed? I hadn't either fallen or hit my head or taken drugs. Why can't I move? I was about to piss my pants. I was like, Alexandra, calm down. They'll notice you're missing the next morning, and Vera knows where you were. I'll find you by lunch. By then, maybe my senses will come back. I was breathing and looking at the dim spot on the wall when they appeared. I heard the stomping of little feet first. They stayed in the shadows, but they got bolder and I could see their red eyes. What were they? Rats. I was almost dead, the flashlight was almost dead, so I could only see their shapes in the darkness. I hadn't felt it, but I saw one of the creatures get up on my knees. Creature sat on its back feet and looked me in the eyes. It whispered, begging. It didn't work as usual. Yelled at the top of my lungs this time. The beast hid away from my voice, but the one sitting on my legs, still sitting on its back paws, posing its front ones in front of me like a prayer and looking at my face. It's like the rat was smirking. I yelled again, realizing deep in my heart that no one was gonna come. I just wanted or wished I was out of there. Just for a bet, foolish leadership. What use was any of it? I cried tears of helplessness. I actually had pet rats, so I don't know. It doesn't really bother me so much. Suddenly the air trembled with rats' footsteps. The room drowned in silence, broken with my breathing and drops of water. Did my scream scare them, or had something heard them? I burst with laughter and relief. I was sitting there, laughing like an idiot, broken with some weird noise coming from the corridor. The sound of hundreds of small feet and squeaking rats were closing in slowly. My rescuer hadn't arrived. I shouted, "No, get lost," but the rats didn't listen. With my dying flashlight, it showed me the room filling with swarms of gray beings. Something big in the middle of it. Got into the beam of light, and I beheld the Rat King. A beast made of 6 or 7 rats was sitting on the backs of its comrades, moving its paws and muzzle. Which, I mean, the king of rats is a real thing, and they are completely tangled up in one another, which is kinda, I don't know, it's kinda sad if you think, but it brought him upon my knees and scattered all over the room. I didn't see them, but I knew they were there around me, watching their king like in a theater. Screaming as hard as I could, trying to scare the monster, it didn't move. Slowly and clumsily climbing up my skirt, leaving a trace of pus and piss on it. I was awkwardly glad my body was numb from the neck down. It made it to its destination. I heard my skirt ripping as he bit through it. I kept on calling for help at that moment, only howling, helpless in fear. Monster will settle his hunger, and then the rest of the swarm will finish the job. A light blinded me. In the moment, I heard a familiar voice shouting, "Get off! Away with you!" The ripping of fabric followed by a thud as the monster was slapped into a concrete wall. Nastya storming around the room, kicking the rats and hitting them with a flashlight as if it was a club. I didn't know. I don't know how it didn't fall apart. They stormed away, carrying their defeated king while Nastya hugged my neck. Dearest, don't pass out, please. I'm fine, I stressed to her. Can't move. You're the true hero. I can't explain how happy I was, but a terrible thought came to mind. Nastya's legs will soon go numb like mine, and the rats will get both of us. Nastya, you've got to get out of here. Go to camp and bring the first leader you meet here. Got it? Nastya nodded, leaving me alone in the darkness. I didn't know how much of my sanity I could take, and her footsteps faded away, odd rustles. Once again. I don't know if it was just my imagination playing a bad trick on me, but it felt like the rats were returning. And even worse, Nastya was about to go away. Oh, this part is my favorite. When the rain stopped on the outside, I saw Nastya running somewhere. I caught up to her and we headed back to Sasha. Should have seen yourself, but yeah, good thing you didn't. The talking dead in the flesh. We got our princess back to life after we brought her outside. And the limb started moving. She freaked out with joy. Boy, I had never heard that much swearing. The pain was unbearable as my sensitivity restored. My whole body ached as if it was pierced by thousands of needles. My stomach was burning. Nastya was dogging around me like, Sasha, are you alright? Sasha, don't give up. I sent her back to camp for help. Nastya made a couple and returned. I won't leave her. We could settle her down, so we took Sasha's clothes off. All of them? I'll do the same to you if you don't shut up. Oh, I'm good. To the lake. There we used her shirt as a bandage in order to wrap her wounds. After we did that and got Sasha all cleaned up from... Details away, please. It's almost done with her anyway. We made it back to the camp, where we slipped into our couches as if nothing had happened. No adult knew about this, of course. Even Nastya kept her mouth shut. She was very good. Aw, Nastya's asleep. You want to see the scars? Oh, scars. Why does it look like, he is not looking at her scars? It's too dark in here. I can't see a thing. Neither can I. They're too small to see. Try to touch them instead. Keep your hands to yourself, you florid freak. I just wanted to touch. Touch Petrov next time you see him in the sun. It keeps your hands off her. It's 5 till midnight. Time to call the Queen of Spades. So, that is all the time I have for today. Thank you for joining me on Quits Gaming, and I will see you on the next episode. Mwah!
Hey guys, I'm Bear.
I'm Silvermore.
And thanks for watching our video.
If you like what you see, why not like, comment, or subscribe by clicking the button to the bottom of this video. Or you can check out our other social media sites in the description below, or on this beautifully illustrated picture that Bear drew.
So we'd like to give you guys thanks for everything. And if you like what you saw, try looking at some of the other videos.
Always open to suggestions, so feel free to let us know if there's anything you'd like to see us play. Thank you for joining us again, and we will see you on the next episode. Mwah.
Bye, babies.